It's day 5 of Eating Disorder School, and today we are going to talk about what it feels like to be in the body of someone with an eating disorder. I want you to imagine for just 1 minute what it feels like to not feel safety inside of your own body. Some of you may be able to understand this in some ways. Individuals that are struggling with anxiety, depression, panic attacks, you understand what happens when something takes over inside of you and causes you not to feel safe internally. Individuals with eating disorders feel that all the time. They are feeling unsafe in their bodies all the time. And the only way to control that feeling is to either numb it out through not eating, use excessive eating such as binging and purging, or any form of exercise that helps it quiet down for just a little bit. So when you're trying to take that eating disorder away from them, or you're trying to mess with their structure that they have in place to help create control, there is this intense fear of them having to feel all of those things that they've kept at bay, which is why you might see a reaction of a much younger part of them. So we talked about before that eating disorder part tends to be of a younger age when it develops, and it sticks there. So you might see them react through screaming and tantrums and crying, because ultimately it is a much younger part that has experienced that pain, that trauma, that attachment, and now all of a sudden they're terrified of having to feel it. Most individuals have no idea that is what is actually happening inside of them, though. They know they just can't stop. So when you do not feel safe inside your own body, you also look for things outside of you that will help you bring that safety, which is why individuals with eating disorders also tend to have other addictions or coping mechanisms at times, such as drugs or alcohol, relationships, men, women, dating, sex, gambling, you name it, something to create a false sense of safety because they're lacking that internally. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about recovery and how that looks very different for each and every one of us and all the components that need to come into place to make that happen. Keep sending in your questions and your comments. I love it. Let's keep this conversation going. Make it a great day.